Hi, welcome back to Beef Reacts, and today we're going to be watching Aang vs. Edward Elric death battle. Their death battle is going to be really enjoyable, and I'm going to have a lot of fun here. Alright? Sound good? Where am I?
Have you heard of hymns? They're all about making you look and feel good.
Thanks to science, baldness can be optional, because Hims is here to help. 4hims.com is your one-stop solution for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men.
Get started with the complete hair kit for just $5 right now while supplies last and subject to doctor approval. See their website for full details and safety information. This could cost hundreds if you went to another doctor or pharmacy.
So go to 4hims.com/deathbattle. That's FORHIMS.com/deathbattle.
Forhims.com/deathbattle.
Do they, I thought baldness was like lack of fall. You know what? It doesn't matter. Why am I reacting to the ad?
Just death battle.
Forhims.com/deathbattle.
Works for me, I guess.
The elements make up every aspect of the world we live in, and no average person can tame them.
But somehow these kids can master them with a vengeance.
Like Aang, the Avatar.
And Edward Elric, the Fullmetal Alchemist.
What?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Okay, so both of these characters are pacifists. Would they fight to the death? Do they fight to the death? Could they fight to the death? Okay, I thought Aang's whole thing was not killing, and also alchemy's really difficult to do. So like, it's gonna be interesting.
Weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
No more tweaking synths or getting lost in a bunch of settings. With Soundtrap, it's one glide.
Soundtrap offers a wide range of 808 sounds
And
for
we're
different
stuck.
genres.
We're
Water,
back, baby.
earth, fire, air.
Heart!
Once the four nations lived in harmony, and some of their citizens could even learn to bend their nation's element. But only the Avatar could master all four, and it's their duty to protect the balance between these nations.
And since there's always gotta be an avatar around, a new one is born whenever the last one dies.
But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Attempting to conquer the other three nations, the Avatar would inevitably be their greatest obstacle.
Man, they'd even go after a kid?
Living among the air nomads, Aang was an energetic and dutiful 12 years old when he learned of his destiny.
Okay, so let's read these stats. He is 137 centimeters, 4'6", weight not known. He's 12. Date of death 66, I think DOD would mean. He's the 182nd Avatar, co-founder of the United Republic. Alias is Kuzan Twinkletoes, and his favorite food is egg custard tart.
He was the newest incarnation of the Avatar.
But he totally wussed out, ran away from home, and got frozen in ice for 100 years. What the hell? That's not what I'd do if I found out I was an awesome elemental badass. I'd definitely find a way to make money off that.
Boomstick, he's 12.
I was gonna say, he's 12.
But running away actually saved his life, as the Fire Nation knew the next Avatar would be an air nomad and slaughtered them all in a horrific surprise attack.
But the poor kid wouldn't be stuck in ice forever. He was eventually rescued by some new friends and began his quest to learn the other elements and save the world. And as an air nomad, he can really bend the wind to his will.
He can use air bending to create whirlwinds and tornadoes or slice through solid stone.
And he can fly. Whee!
Well, it's not exactly flying, Boomstick. What he actually does is manipulate the air currents to keep aloft. That's why he carries a glider, complete with snacks.
Oh, well, I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Whatever. If it looks like a duck and sounds like a duck, it's a duck. Or I guess flying avatar
Excuse me.
guy.
But ducks actually can fly. Anyway, Aang can use air in pretty much every aspect of his life. Like for shields, increasing his speed, improving agility, adjusting his body temperature, and...
So, we have Aang. He can Bagua style, wind manipulation, northern and southern style liquid includes ice and mist and Chugar, praying mantis, kung fu style.
Even focusing his breath to
manipulate.
use as an attack.
After he learned waterbending from Paku and Katara, Aang can make whips, knives, and literal tsunamis. Hey, I can do that too. Just give me a pool and watch.
Wait a minute. He didn't redirect lightning, right? So, like, how would he be capable of doing that after the fact? He'd have to learn it, or do we see that in, like, Korra?
Whips, knives, and literal tsunamis. Hey, I can do that too. Just give me a pool and watch this cannonball fly. Does that mean I'm a waterbender?
Sure. Waterbenders can also manipulate steam and ice.
Just like how I, the great waterbender Boomstick the Wet, will use my powers to swim through this frozen block.
You what?
Yep. Waterbending 101. You can be jealous.
Oh wow, I'm just bursting with envy.
Bending powers activate! Ah!
You know, I'm happy that these two are still, you know, doing this after all this time.
Powers activate! Ah!
Yeah, he's got it.
Ha! Success!
Like airbending, waterbending requires a nearby source of water to use, like a pond or a filled bottle. The same goes for earthbending, which Aang learned from his mentor Toph.
Earthbending is all about throwing rocks at people and a bunch of
Aang has studied some specialized bending techniques such as seismic sense, but he did not learn metal bending, blood bending, or lightning generation.
other cool stuff, like making walls and earthquakes and causing the ground to swallow you up, which is kind of creepy, actually.
Last but certainly not least, Aang learned the art of firebending from his longtime rival, Prince Zuko. Unlike the other arts, firebenders can actually create fire to use at will.
Firebending is so goddamn powerful. It's even got the deadliest bending technique of all, shooting lightning.
Well, only the most advanced firebenders can cast lightning, which is...
I disagree. I feel like airbending's the most deadly of all. You can just suck air out of people's lungs. Like, each one of them's, like, terrifying in their own right? Like, it's a full moon, bloodbending. Like, are they saying that firebending's the most dangerous in terms of always dangerous, or do you mean like the most dangerous overall? Because I feel like even shooting lightning, there's a lot going on there. You know what I mean?
Shooting lightning!
Well, only the most advanced firebenders can cast lightning, which is usually an instant kill move. While Aang never learned the move itself, he has learned how to redirect it through his body.
But even after learning the four elements, Aang got to meet one last master bender.
Who taught him the art of manipulating a person's life energy, the purest form of bending.
It's super dangerous though, and one mistake could tear up Aang's soul.
And with it, Aang defeated the Fire Lord and brought peace to the world at large.
Well, with that and with his super form, the Avatar State.
In the Avatar State, Aang's bending abilities grow immensely powerful. This is because the Avatar State lets Aang draw upon the power and wisdom of all previous Avatar incarnations. Though it is extremely risky, as dying while in the Avatar State ends the cycle of reincarnation permanently.
Why would he care if he's dead anyway? Whatever, the coolest thing about the Avatar State is it makes you glow, like this. Behold!
How are you doing that?
Oh, I drank a bunch of glow sticks.
You...
So, like, every other Avatar, when they go into the Avatar State, they, like, their eyes glow, but, like, Aang, his eyes and arrows glow. Is that, like, special to air nomads? Because they're, like, spiritual benders and stuff? I've never known. Like, I've always wondered, because, like, Kyoshi, like, she doesn't have the arrow tats, so...
How are you doing that?
Oh, I drank a bunch of glow sticks.
You need to go to the doctor, like right now.
My liver's processed way worse than this.
Well, with or without the Avatar State, Aang is plenty powerful. He has the ability to move gigantic stone columns and even carve canyons around an entire city.
Not only has he survived hits from earthbending kings and massive explosions, he threw this gigantic column of rock at the Fire Lord.
To get the column's mass, we compared Aang's height against it and determined it must weigh 9,500 tons.
Aang's super fast too. With airbending, he can run on water.
Which, given his size, requires a movement speed of well over 67 miles per hour.
He used airbending to block a giant column-destroying explosive attack from the best-named character on the show, Combustion Man!
And he's proven he could redirect lightning from the Fire Lord himself. Taking into account the distance between them and how far Aang's arm had to move to catch the lightning, he would have to react at least 155 times faster than sound.
He is pretty
Really? I'm always interested in like seeing like how people do like numbers and like timing and stuff like that for these, because like you're telling me Aang's that fast and he gets chopped up on, or is just like every single character in the show incredibly fast and we just don't notice it, kind of like a Dragon Ball Z type thing? Like, really?
155 times faster than sound.
He is pretty unused to violence, though. I mean, he's a vegetarian pacifist for crying out loud. But while he may seem like just a kid, Aang still saved the world and led it into a peaceful future. To him, bending is elementary.
If you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear.
Alchemists of old once tried to turn lead into gold with not great results. But in the country of Amestris, the ancient science of alchemy is actually possible by using the Earth's natural energy to reshape the molecular structure of various objects.
And by drawing a circle thingy.
A transmutation circle, which most alchemists use except for the youthful prodigy, Edward Elric.
Oh, what a little badass.
Careful, Boomstick, he's a bit touchy about it.
Okay, so he's 4'8", height and hair. Ohage? I don't know what that means. 5'5". Weight not known. 18. Codename Fullmetal. He's a state alchemist. He's agnostic. And just likes milk and bread. So, just stuff we know about him. He's 18. He's got a 6-year. He has 6-year advantage on Aang, right? Or are they using them at their peak form?
Size.
Hey, if I lost my mom like he did, I'd get mad at the little stuff too. But Ed and his brother Alphonse figured they could bring her back with alchemy. So they went for it. But things went south real fast. You know how people say they'd give an arm and a leg for something? Well, Ed literally did, and poor Al lost his whole body. Luckily, Ed managed to stick his brother's soul in a suit of armor. But still, yikes.
This horrible experience has forever marked the two brothers. No one is meant to transmute the human soul, and the boys were lucky just to escape with their lives.
But he got something good out of it, like super secret knowledge, including how to do alchemy without a circle thingy. He just has to clap instead. So, worth it?
With these new abilities, Ed and Alphonse began their quest to restore their bodies. Specifically, they sought the incredible power of a Philosopher's Stone, believing it to be their only chance.
I wonder if they're gonna have him use the Philosopher's Stone later, because like I know in the show he doesn't like it at all, and like Aang, I'm really excited to see how they're gonna do this, because like this is like all the background stuff. I'm not really sure. Maybe just next time to do like the I don't want to say the background, but like do the stuff, go to the background stuff, because like I kind of know a lot of what's going on with like at least the shows. But I don't know, just let me know in the comments below.
Eventually, Ed joined the military, and thanks to his amazing potential, he was named by the Fuhrer the Fullmetal Alchemist.
That's not why he
What?
was called.
Adolf Hitler?
Nah, it's just Bradley. He's okay. Until he isn't.
Spoilers! Also, since Ed lost a couple...
Okay, so we have his arsenal and abilities: Northern Automail Arm, aluminum carbon alloy, former model steel chrome, gas powered. Gas powered? Combat alchemy does not need transmutation circles. Some medical alchemy, jujitsu, martial arts, soul binding, can become a Philosopher's Stone, and he has seen the Gate of Truth.
Limbs, he got them replaced with automail, kinda like my leg.
Automail is made from incredibly durable metal, ranging from his original steel one, to a gas-powered one, to his best version consisting of a mix of aluminum and carbon. Apart from being durable metal
they're not
prosthetics,
doing Brotherhood,
Ed's
that's
automail
why.
limbs function just like normal ones. He can even reshape his arm as a weapon.
So he can turn it into swords and saws and stuff, increase its durability by hardening its makeup, or turn it into an umbrella. Ah, truly a limb of many talents.
But at the end of the day, Ed's true talent lies not in sword fighting or umbrella holding, but the art of alchemy.
He can do all sorts of crazy things with all the elements. He can basically make anything he wants, like spears and shields.
So long as he follows the rule of equivalent exchange. Anything created with alchemy must have a source of equal value and cannot be made fundamentally different.
They're going to use this against them later. I don't know how, but this is going to be a problem. I can already see it being a problem because they would not be calling it out unless it was going to be important.
They must have a source of equal value and cannot be made fundamentally different. For example, lead can be molded into a statue, but it cannot be turned into water. Other than that, there are 3 principles needed to use alchemy well: comprehension,
Which means you gotta understand what the thing you're using is made of.
destruction,
Breaking stuff down,
and reconstruction.
putting stuff back together.
Ed is only limited by the materials at hand and his imagination. At his full potential, he can do almost anything. He can purify water, create ammonium gas from ammonium nitrate, repair entire houses, and transform a gun into a trumpet.
Don't you ever try and do that with any of my guns. Anyway, Ed's also learned destruction alchemy, which does exactly what you think it does, make a big ol' kaboom. Ed's used it to destroy stuff like automail, but it can also be used to explode people's heads.
So, using destruction alchemy, Ed should be able to destroy something like this on a molecular level.
Ha! Or you could just do that.
Anyway, with all of his abilities, Ed has done some incredibly impressive things.
Not only has he blocked gunfire from a Gatling gun,
Transmutated Greed's body, destroyed Slicer's body, punched through a wall. I don't know what that... Okay. Stopped a train, dodged a bullet point blank, blocked Scar's destruction alchemy, took hits from envy, survived multiple massive...
after it started firing, he's dodged a pistol from nearly point-blank range, and his automail arm even took a bite from a lion-headed chimera. It was totally fine.
Assuming this chimera has a similar bite force to that of a real lion, that means Ed's arm stood up to a force of 1,000
That
pounds
was
per
his
square
automail
inch.
arm.
He's created a gigantic cannon, and then survived that cannon exploding while he was standing on it. And then he survived being on top of a huge boulder exploding too.
We can measure the boulder's explosion against Ed's size to get an approximate energy output. With a radius of 36 feet, this blast must have been equivalent to over 100 tons of TNT.
How's that for equivalent exchange, bitches? He also survived an explosion that took out most of a 10-story building.
Even apart from being tough, Ed has shown considerable strength when using alchemy.
Like when he created a gigantic golem to crush his opponent.
By measuring the size of the stone golem's thumb,
Okay, so for clarification, they're not just doing Brotherhood, they're doing Brotherhood and Fullmetal, the original from 2003. Okay.
Golem to crush his opponent.
by measuring the size of the stone golem's thumb, comparing it to the size of the average human's thumb, and using that scale to estimate the size of the golem, that gives us an estimated weight of over 3,000 metric tons.
All this without any Philosopher's Stone, because it turns out those things are really, really messed up.
Right. Philosopher's Stones are extremely powerful and can be used in many different ways. Kimberly the Crimson Lotus Alchemist, for example, used one to create a massive explosion equal to 157 kilotons of TNT. However, it turns out that these stones are composed of imprisoned human souls. So Ed and Al vowed to avoid them on principle. Although Ed can boost his alchemic power in a similar manner by drawing on his own life force, increasing his potential at the cost of shortening his lifespan. But that's what Ed ultimately had to learn, what it truly means to let something go. And so he found another way to revive Al's body, sacrificing his own power for the sake of family.
Aw, what a nice guy. But all in all, so long as Ed knows what he's trying to transmute, he's an amazing force to be reckoned with.
You know, it's like, I get it. He gave up the alchemy. He gave up everything he had to give up, and like, I understand that was the purpose of the show, but like, you know, Al kind of made out scot-free after, I mean, he was in prison for years in torment and torture, but like, you know, I'm just saying.
As long as Ed knows what he's trying to transmute, he's an amazing force to be reckoned with.
Now let's go home. Together.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possible.
So, I'm giving it to Aang off the bat just because they're throwing out crazy numbers and crazy strength. They're telling me that Aang can run faster, 150 times faster than the speed of light. Al can't compete with that. There's no competing with somebody that is, or not 150 times faster than the speed of sound. No competition. I think Aang's got this one, right?
Possibilities.
But first, thanks to Blue Apron, I've become a food bender.
By now, you've probably heard of Blue Apron, the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S.
Choose your meals each week, get the ingredients delivered to your doorstep, and whip up a meal using the easy-to-follow directions provided.
It's a great way to get fantastic meals without having to worry about all that tedious prep work cooking at home usually requires.
And if you jump in now, you'll get some delicious summer choices like juicy burgers and tomato salsa.
Personally, this has been a fantastic way to get legitimately good meals into my busy weekly routine.
My favorite part is feeling like a master chef, making creative and delicious meals with my own hands. You guys really need to try it out.
It's pretty nice coming home knowing I'll have a delicious meal I can whip up with ease. To start making delicious, brag-worthy meals at home without the hassle, try Blue Apron.
Check out this week's menu and get $60 off at blueapron.com/battle. That's blueapron.com/battle.
Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Like, I don't know. I just feel like I've never seen these like work or in a way that people want them to. So I never really get it. I mean, I'm happy that they're getting paid to like be making this and produce this. You know what I mean? I've never really seen it work. Ooh. Sprite animation. I love sprite animation.
Sorry, Momo. You're just too little.
And voice acting? That's so cool.
Little! Who are you calling a pipsqueak, you stupid hairless kid?
Nobody?
That's how they're starting this fight. Alright.
Who are you calling a pipsqueak, you stupid hairless kid?
Nobody?
I'll show you!
We're fighting to the death over this? I don't know. Okay, that's cool.
You know, there are actually a lot of advantages to being short. Like, you'll never hit your head on door frames, and,
I'm still growing!
Okay. Right? Alright.
never hit your head on door frames, and,
I'm still growing!
Now I gotcha. Ah! Oh no! I'm sorry!
A classic misdirection. That's advantage Elric! Ha! Damn it! How's this for small?
I guess that's got that durability, right?
What kind of alchemy is that?
Okay, no more clappy magic.
Uh-oh. won't lose you again.
There you are!
Nice try, Shorty! Whew. Can't believe that worked.
It's going to Aang. There's no winning for Aang.
This ends now! At least I'm taller than you. You left me no choice.
KO! Looks like Ed didn't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, clearly. Like, what was he supposed to do?
Or arm, I guess.
Ed may have been more quick-witted and inventive, and he certainly had more...
Aang would have gained far more combat experience than Ed once he entered the Avatar state, hence accessing the memories of all previous
combat experience. But Aang's bending abilities were far more versatile and readily available than combat alchemy.
Yeah, it had cool stuff like cannons and gun trumpets, but Aang was fast enough to react to lightning, which is way faster than dodging a measly bullet.
Recall how Ed survived an explosion that destroyed most of a 10-story building. By examining the size of the building and thus the volume of the conical explosion, this blast must have equaled about 30 kilotons of TNT.
That's cool, but Aang did way more when he carved up a circle around that city in Avatar state.
The force to blast such a huge ravine around the city of Yu Dao was a massive undertaking. By measuring the width, length, and depth of the affected area compared to the size of the city, we found it would take almost 160 kilotons of TNT to pull that off.
More than 5 times greater than Ed's best durability.
The closest Ed ever got to experiencing this level of destruction was from Kimberly, who nearly killed him. Even if Ed could miraculously survive this level of power, past incarnations of the Avatar have feats of volcanic eruptions calculated to be in the gigaton
feat. So Aang definitely had the stuff to crush Ed's automail arm and the rest of him.
Granted, Ed could reach this sort of power by sacrificing his life force. Remember Kimberly's explosion, the one empowered by a Philosopher's Stone, a blast worth 157 kilotons of TNT? That's almost identical to Aang's feat, and theoretically, Ed could have been capable of this level of power. Theoretically. However, a Philosopher's Stone uses many souls, while Ed could only draw from his one. Not to mention, drawing from his own life force meant his power-up had a very short and dangerous duration limit compared to the Avatar state, which has no such limit. But even so, Ed's tactics and creativity kept him in the fight, yet the Avatar's speed, power, and versatility was too much for him. Aang may be a pacifist in canon and would hardly kill anyone, but unleashing his full power is a sight to behold.
Just when Ed thought he had the hang of it, he alchemist the mark.
The winner is Avatar Aang.
Yeah, so not bad. I mean, like, obviously Aang was definitely going to win this in the beginning, but I mean, I really thought Ed would put up more of a fight, and I also didn't really love the way that they went about fighting. I just don't, it's for fun, so I'm not really pressed. I just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Overall, I think it was a pretty great battle, and I want to watch some more of these. So if you guys like it, please just let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to don't forget to subscribe. All right, thank you, and have a great day. Peace out.